Alrighty, howdy neighbors, and welcome back to Fault Milestone One. Last time our main ladies here escaped from their deaths. Anyway, let's continue. Please calm down, Princess Delphine. For now, we need to get ourselves together. Find out just where we are. What are you saying? You used your Minecraft to bring us here, right? What do you mean we need to find out where we are? Retona, please, tell me, what's going on? What's happening? Me? Huh? Retona? Forgive me. Why are you apologizing, Retona? Retona, there's no need to. Forgive me, milady. Despite the situation being as it is, I rushed into using our last resort to escape. Please forgive me. What? Delphine's mind went blank from Retona's sudden barrage of apologies. Retona had the respect of many for being incredibly capable and talented, and always kept her cool. Ever since they were children, she was the person Delphine looked up to most next to her parents. This is the very first time in her life seeing Retona losing her composure to this extent. Retona. She mustn't let the princess feel uncertain. That much she knew. But the girl of glass couldn't so much as raise her head. Still in shock, Delphine pulls Retona up. And the very same realization finally dawned upon the two girls. That this was the end of their peaceful lives, and the beginning of a harsh journey. We did it. Stray effect. Yes, it's a bizarre phenomenon that suddenly moves people, animals, and things to some faraway place. Never heard of it. Like stories of other people suddenly becoming standard. After calculating how long it took to rescue them later on, they ended up in places too far away to reach on foot in that amount of time. This is a phenomenon. The kind that sounds like the stuff of rumors and superstitions. It doesn't look like something they could intentionally cause. See, lately there have been some discoveries about that. Basically, there's a theory that says it works similar to how Comcraft works. See, Comcraft works by having a monoline in synchronization between two people. They turn what they want to communicate, words, feelings, into a certain amount of wavelength, and then send it through, right? You just imagine what that stuff's turned into mana and scent. Except with an actual physical thing. Just how is that? Damn it. You have to explain all that too. To put it another way, it depends on how you convert something into mana, and how you synchronize with the receiver. If you do it right, sending things or beings isn't exactly out of the question, or something like that. Are you still with me, Coco? That's ridiculous. There's no way that could possibly be true. I just what makes you so sure. Are you serious? Because that's well beyond what any human could possibly accomplish. Yeah, and I'm asking you just what makes you think that. So what? Do you mean to say that with just the use of Monocroft, a single person could deconstruct two whole people down to monoparticle level, send themselves to some faraway place, and then reconstruct themselves without any single flaw whatsoever? Bingo, so you do get it. Are you crazy? What? Gasp. And on just what planet do you think a person who can use magic like that exists? Stop trying to make a fool of people. Like I said, I'm asking you what magic that all seems like some crazy fantasy magic. Okay, fine. Let's just assume that a single person could perfectly, instantly turn two people into mana. You'd have been some crazy superhuman to handle that much mana, and to move it while keeping it stable. That's not my point. Look, just think about it for a second. Besides, you think you can find a mana line? And that can handle all that? Then why don't you just try? Oh, come on. Well, alright. It's not like the kind of mana line that you connect between two people. Coco, will you just calm the heck down? You're making a whole lot of immature assumptions here. Get off my back. You're always explaining everything so roundabout. Just get to the point, why don't you? Coco. Yeah? You need to relax. Just calm down. Yeah, that's right, calm down. Down. Ugh, sorry. Now, before you just try to deny everything I say, why don't you look at the facts? Regardless of what your common sense dictates, the two of them really did disappear from here. Cyan. Yes. Enemy used glass, then light. Glass, you say? Yeah, that's right. The Sylphine girl was actually... the Sylphine girl was actually here the entire time. She was right in front of me, and I didn't see her at all. It's freaking cheating. Maybe possible they're nearby. Hiding. Kind of optical camouflage. Using refracted light, huh? I didn't know you could do that. Never heard of any technology like that. But I'm certain that they're not hiding anywhere near here. Ever since you reported that Sylphine disappeared, I've been scanning the whole area. I haven't detected any movement since. He must have escaped using some kind of craft that we don't know anything about. I see. Gotta hand it to GamesRHard. We sure seal him in tight before striking, and our target, the princess, still manages to escape. But, oh jeez, you're still talking about that. Miss Milano. Oh my, hello! Hello. Hi, Amari. Everyone. Looks like you're just about wrapping things up here. not nice. Eavesdrops this. Oh, sorry about that. But you know, I've been up here the whole time, and not one of you noticed me. That's not nice either. Please forgive us. Well, it's not like you were watching us either. You could have called out to us or something. But then you know I was there. I mean, eavesdropping is like listening in when no one knows you're there. And you're seeing if the person is talking bad about you, right? So she does admit eavesdropping. She cute as hell. But what do I get? No one notices me. No one talks bad about me. And whatever you're talking about is boring. I decided to end it before it got any worse. Worse. We would never badmouth you. Anyway, to sum it all up, the princess of GamesRHard and her bodyguard managed to escape right from under your noses. Is that right? What's this? Coco, are you shaking? I'm so sorry, Miss Milano. I had them trapped, but they did something completely unexpected. Ha 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 ha! You're so cute. It's like, that's it. Like an adorable little pet. Yeah, a cute little pet. Ha 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 ha. It's like a furry little hamster. How lovely. Yes, about that. We're discussing about just what went wrong. Yep. When you make a mistake, you need to figure out why. Right, Coco? Yes, you're right. Oh my. Coco, your face is just deathly pale. Sis, I think that's enough. Hee hee hee. You're right. She looks kind of sad now, all curled up. Coco, raise your head. Yes, ma'am. I know you're strong, but you're only human. You can make mistakes. Am I wrong? Well, Don't worry. No need to be so afraid. Please, for... Really, though. Being able to recreate the stray effect using Monocraft, huh? Well, it's hard to believe myself, but I'm sure your explanation is right, for the most part at least. Words cannot express my gratitude. Now, Coco, look up at me. In my eyes, I want you to answer one question for me. Yes, ma'am. There aren't many idiots among my subordinates, right? Everyone makes mistakes. We can't help it. Humans are just humans after all. Now, Coco. An idiot is someone who makes a mistake, just like everyone else, but learns absolutely nothing from it. Worthless garbage. Now answer me, Coco. You are an idiot. Yes or no? No. Next time I swear I'll... Hehehe. Even a rat can reflect on its mistakes. I won't fail you. Next time, I'll definitely... You'd better improve as if your life depended on it. Because there are no idiots in my subordinates. Understand? Yes, ma'am. The mana stream covers the world in a net-like weave, and its ebb and flow is constantly changing. However, there are also parts of it which are fairly stable. In these gentler streams, artificial mana can be applied and reinforce its flow. The technological... Oh my god. Reading, please, come to me. The technology we use draws on the stray effect, otherwise to travel through these fixed mana streams. It's called long-distance travel craft. Stable mana line is fairly good, in a fairly good condition. It can support enough particles for both me and Celphine. So fine, feck. It took nearly a year just looking for a line that was both stable and usable. It's been another year of breaking in the mana line, so that I could send my mana through it. And then yet another year to be able to send one more person's worth of mana through the line. It was the first long-term project that I'd undertaken since becoming Princess Selfine's formal guardian. The mana line is supposed to connect to an emergency shelter in... So sorry. I'm trying to figure this out. Hold on. Bastrogat? I don't know. Constructed with the cooperation of both countries, but for some reason or another, the line's destination seems to have been off. Now that I think about it, if they managed to get off with just this much, is our saving grace from today's disastrous events. The mana line easily could have diverted further into the sea. If that were to have happened, we'd probably be drowning to death by now. Retona, so many craft do you know that I don't? Excuse me? We've always been together. I've never seen you use something like this even once. Sophie's expression clouds over. I can't really blame her. She's seen an entirely new mana craft being used by someone you thought you knew inside and out. This mana craft is still in the middle of development. To my knowledge, it's never even been used once. I suppose it seems like I'm making excuses for myself now, but this is a mana craft that should be used outside of circumstances like this. How come? This mana craft is unilateral. Unilateral. It only works one way. Therefore, we cannot go back through the same mana line that we used to get here. So that means, yes. From here on, we walk. Finally, we've got a fire going. So what is with this place? The concentrator of mana is abnormally low. Is it low? No, that's not quite right. Suppressors have been dulled. I can't even perceive the mana stream around us. It's fine. I'm sure it is. As long as Princess Selfine survives. And as long as the path down is preserved. Then the country could be rebuilt again. I have to believe that for now. Damn it, the stray effect. I was prepared for something like this to happen, but didn't expect the craft to be this unstable. Well, no point in brooding about it now. Let's wash the blood off these tattered clothes and get some rest. Couldn't even get a single wink of sleep. For some reason, my body feels so much heavier than usual. It's because I haven't had any sleep. It's like all my muscles have gone slack. It's a terrible feeling. Unbelievably unpleasant. Morning. Selfine greets me with a troubled expression. Good morning. Pained me to see her long dress covered in dirt and twigs. Even though we had no other choice, I still regret having to sleep outdoors. Did you sleep well? Dots. Selfine looked quite out of it as she shook her head. Her eyes seemed to be slightly swollen. Me neither. I was just so worried about my father and everyone in the country. Damn it! I can't help but curse my own powerlessness. I need some information. Yeah. Just who were those people who attacked us? We didn't even know something as basic as that. Why do you think they were after my life? Did they not want me to become queen or something? Putting a stop to the monarchy, huh? Who knows? We can make wild guesses, one after another, but we know too little right now. Let's prioritize getting out of this forest and ascertaining our location. And then we can think all we want later. For now, we need to focus on surviving and making it back to GamesRHard, or any of the Alliance's territories. Something else. Oh, anything else we could put on the back burner. After walking for tens of minutes, we finally found the first sign that we didn't have to live off the land. It was a small trail. Rocks and other vegetation were cleared, exposing just the bare dirt. It wasn't the work of animals. There were clearly signs that it was done intentionally by human hands. A settlement must be near. I guess we go this way? Looks like it. For safety's sake, please stick close to me. Okay. As we were finally assured, we were making our way back to civilization and other warrior surfaces. All these trees don't look familiar at all. That's right. Just where is this place? The forest full of vegetation, and that I'd never seen before in the woods surrounding GamesRHard. And despite being in the forest, the air felt incredibly thin. If we started running here, we'd likely feel lightheaded very quickly. It's not the humidity or the heat. It just feels like it's lacking something. I have a bad feeling about this. So fun, my lady. What? If where we are is in an Alliance territory, we need to prioritize acquiring sediment as soon as possible. Sediment. We need stores for... we need the stones for storing mana. What for? Our GamesRHard line has been severed. What? Oh, you're right. Our alliance to King Vahal and the Knights of the Quinn Order have also been severed. I did notice last night that my line with my father wasn't working. I kept trying to call him, but nothing happened. But why were they cut? The face you're making, it's not good, is it? I can think of two reasons. One, the lines were cut as a consequence of the stray effect. And the other is that we've been sent so far away the lines ended up getting cut. The shelter is well within the coverage of the GamesRHard lines. I personally verified it. The line to be cut. There's really only one possible answer. In any case, we're effectively operating alone. It's certainly quite a problem. We can't contact anyone in GamesRHard. But if we were to get separated, then we would have no way of getting in touch with one another. I absolutely cannot allow that to happen. If I could, I'd reestablish the GamesRHard line between us right now. There would have been a sediment. Exactly. From there, another hour passed. The amount of trees diminished as we made our way through the smoothed-out path. And there we saw... Huh? What is this place? I don't detect any sense of life, of mana. Are there actually any people living in a place like this? She was at a loss of words. The words written on signage, the people going to and fro, the language being spoken, the architecture, technology, materials. I've never once seen or heard a single thing about any of them. This is bad. This doesn't look like any one of the Alliance territories. It doesn't look like we're even on the continent of Sane? Arista? All of this was far removed from the culture we were familiar with. Heading into town will need some audacity. It's a Selphine. I suppose as much is obvious, but let's restrict all conversation to using aeroradium? Agreed. And when asked, we should conceal our true identities. Just a precaution, let's not utter the name GamesRHard. Yes, we don't even know what country we're in. Do we learn anything useful? We are nothing but a pair of travelers. Okay, got it. Alright. We need to tune the Aeroradium first. So leave the conversation to me. Everyone's staring at us. You're right. Everyone who passed by us turned around for a second look. Seems like our clothes stand out. We should find a change of clothes after getting a settlement stone. Stay close to me. Yeah. Isn't there anyone unassuming looking enough whom we could try to talk with? This thing isn't gonna get us anywhere. You there, excuse me. I was looking for a general store. Would you be so kind as to point us in the right direction? I can't. Where do I begin? I'm just gonna keep it up on the screen for a while, because I have no idea what I can even begin to say. Looks like I'm gonna make some adjustments. Let's put them more simply. We are lost. Can you help us? Please forgive me, but I have never seen semicolons to be used instead of letters or like characters. I don't know if that's like in another language or what. I've never seen it before. Seems like some of it got through. I think you're a little off, Retona. Let me... Time for the second question. We're looking for a general store. Can you please show us the way? Oh, Jesus! she can speak it! Oh. Seems like what Sophine's saying is getting through. But now I'm the one in the dark here. You should watch your intonation for word ending. Oh, and there's different levels of politeness. After a short explanation. There's a lot of different kinds of stores here. What are you looking for exactly? Oh, I understand him now. As expected of the princess, she's exceptionally good at this. Sorry, we're just travelers passing through, and we're completely lost. Does this country use any form of currency? Do we use currency? Do you think there are any countries out there that still operate on the barter system? Hee, I suppose not. Lush. And I suppose this means you don't have any money. Planning to do some shopping. Something like that. You're short on cash. How about a pawn shop instead? There's one right outside of the town. Young man earnestly guided Selphine to the pawn shop he mentioned. Thank you very much. You've been so helpful. Oh, it's nothing really. As he slowly parted from us, he would occasionally sneak a glance at us. My goodness, he's like an open book. Really? It took a while before you managed to tune your... Aeroradium. That's not what it is, but I don't know. To understand him. That's not what I meant. Hee. So they're very good at Aeroradium? Well, even without Aeroradium, Selphine was fluent in no less than 8 different languages. One can understand, convey and perceive thoughts from other people using Aeroradium more quickly the more they study linguistics. If I may, GamesRHard III's style of governance centered around the use of words as a means of bridging countries. As a result, Aeroradium, a form of Concraft, was developed in accordance with his will. Of course, the sentiment was also passed down to his descendant, Princess Selphine. Please don't compare me to royalty like yourself. When it comes to skills like these, we're on completely different levels. Well, I won't deny that I have no linguistic sense either. Oh come on, let me brag at least this much. I've got no other talents but talking anyway. Nonsense, milady. You're skilled at so many other things. Cooking, medicinal craft, archery. Come on, I'm just as good with those as any other typical person. I'm talking about being better than average at something, like you, Retona. Nonsense, milady. Have more confidence in yourself. But the good will come of putting yourself down so much. But you always do it yourself, Retona. I'm fine. I'm nothing but amateur. Now you're contradicting yourself. Geez, I'd love to be able to invoke some flashy monocraft. No more words isn't exactly going to be of much use. Nonsense, milady. If you wanted to, you can converse with anyone in the world in an instant. Isn't that a wonderful skill to have? If it were just me here, then I would have taken days to tune myself to the language. Yeah. Please do value yourself a little higher. It's Delphine. You will eventually have to bear GamesRHard's weight on your shoulders as the nation's queen. Only fools would judge someone based off how flashy or how amazing they look, so please, stop. Please don't make me utter things that only a conservative member of the cabinet would say. Yeah, Retona? You're way too young for that old lady talk. Hey, Retona, wait. I was just joking. This is the place. We followed the young man's directions dutifully. We arrived at the old pawn shop outside of the city. It seems this country still uses money. Judging by how the man spoke, it seems society still operates on currency. It tells me just how advanced GamesRHard has become. It seems we'll have to abandon our preconceptions from GamesRHard while we're in this country. Yeah. There's something wrong. No, it's just... This is the first time I've ever seen or held money before. I'm kind of excited. Such materialistic things. Besides, GamesRHard used cyan... sane? Yeah. Sane notes. That we use for foreign trade, right? But I've never used them once. Just heard about in stories and all. Well, she has a point. Money is the embodiment of the devil. And twist your hands and mind, right? They say just touching money will allow a squall, the demon of avarice, to steal your soul. What kind of cursed item are people making it out to be? It sounds really interesting. I'm so excited. Delphine is a young girl, and with curiosity and holding an interest in many things, without concern of their actual nature. It is said that it was once the lifeblood of the country, you know. Love for money is not universal. Probably. Whatever the case, as long as we retain our senses as people of GamesRHard, we shouldn't have anything to worry about. Dots. Well, that's also just guess. Yeah, I just wanted to say it is all. The real problem would be the gap between our differences in values. Hopefully, we have something on us that holds worth for them. Perhaps a precious metal. Alright, let's go in. This is some real platinum, isn't it? It's really well made. Never seen manufacturing on this level before. I used to be pretty excited with the Guardian's knife that came from my former wear. The owner seems to be genuinely surprised. Looks like the people of this country have the sense of value that we do when it comes to precious metals. You plan on selling this, or you want a pawn? I like to sell, and I've used this for years and years. Got a lot of sentimental value for me. I like to sell it at a good price. Ooh. Retona sure is a smooth talker. It's just a knife for show. It's an antique, you mean? It looks pretty dang new. No patina on it yet. It was given to me when I was 15. And I've been using it for 4 years now. 4 years. It goes by fast as a fart for an old man like me. That ain't years and years like you said. Does that mean I can expect an even higher price for it then? Well, I suppose. For some of this quality, I'd be offering a pretty fair price for it. Oh? Let's see. That was 500 gallows. I see. Something up? Is something up? Something is definitely up. 4 years may be nothing but a fleeting moment for you, but they were such a huge part of my youth. This knife has been with me all that time, in both happy times and sad. I wasn't lying when I said it had a lot of sentimental value for me. Don't you understand? What does a knife have to do with her youth, I wonder? Ugh. What does a knife have to do with her youth? Alright, fine. 600 gallows. I see how it is. I don't put any value on the adolescence of a young girl, clearly. If you'll excuse me, I suppose we'll try another shop. But hey, fine. 630 gallows. I'll give you 630 gallows. Sorry, but that's my last price. Take it or leave it. Very well. I won't forget this good deal, sir. Jeez, you're really throwing me off here, Missy. Let's return to evil grin. I haven't seen that in a long time. Ha ha. That's amazing, Retona. Do you know how much a gallows is worth? Of course not. How could I possibly know that? But I was just slowly raising the price, and felt that it was the right time to take it. I think if I pushed even harder, I can get him to go just a little higher. That's the devil. Sequel in disguise. How rude. Well then, should we head off? Jonah, what about the sediment? Oh, sorry, I forgot about that. Is that money going to be enough? That'll be silly. Sediment is nothing but mere pebbles when compared to a knife made out of platinum. Excuse me. We almost forgot, but we're looking for something. What do you need? Are you selling sediment for use in Monocroft? And at that moment, sediment, you say? The owner's expression changes instantly. What's wrong? Should I keep going? Class 3. No, even class 4 stones should be enough for our needs. He's glowing daggers at me. Suddenly it feels like he's taking charge of the whole conversation. And then... then scoffs at us. What's going on? I've been thinking about it since you came here. What are you from here, are you? You're very close. You're traders? In a sense. I still haven't heard your answer. If you don't have any sediment, then could you introduce us to some stores that do carry it? I thought it was weird. If you're here to trade, then you should have passed by a town or two on your way here. Or what? You were fully aware of what this place is like. You want to make a fool out of me by asking that, is that it? Excuse me? Oh, don't tell me. You want me to spell it out for you? Miss, that's just downright harassment, you know. What are you talking about? You know real well that this little shop can possibly afford to deal with something so precious as sediment. What? Precious? Did some other shop send you here just to cause a ruckus? Sorry, I've got enough trouble to deal with on my plate. Just do me a favor and get out. Wait a minute, sediment precious, what do you mean? Just a class 4 sediment. Those are good for nothing but serving as little children's toys, right? Wait, don't tell me. Aha! So that's it. Where are you coming from here? You're outsiders. Out? Heard about people like you, I see. So we grew up just Class 4 sediment. Is practically just a plaything for little runts, huh? Outsiders. Excuse me for asking such a foolish question, but is this place? The Outer Pole. Huh? Are you two really traitors? Sure, wander around all you want. But you better look up the places you're headed to. Or you're going into trouble sooner or later. We have our reasons, though I can't get into the details. But I promise you we're not here to cause any trouble. Please just answer me. Ugh, just not gonna let me go, are you? Yeah, that's right. This place is Gadia City, located in the 3rd sector, south-southwest from the second pole center. It's the largest outer pole region in the world. Pretty famous for seeing the entire island part of the outer pole. Seriously, you don't even know that. Where'd you two of them come from? The second pole? It's the other side of the world. Chapter 2, Rude Awakening. Thank you for the information. Let's go, milady. Okay. Now hold on there. From Missy over there, she needs sediment for communicating, I suppose. Now, I'm not sure what you mean by communicating, but are you two monocrofters or something? Sorry, but I can't answer that. Fine then, just pretend I'm talking to myself then. Now see, this here's the outer pole. This place has been forsaken by those gods of mana that you two worship or whatever. There are no monocrofters around here. Concentration on naturally found mana is real low. So of course our culture here doesn't work with monocroft. We don't live like the other 70-80% of the other folks who do have it. We're in blessed with the land here. But that's exactly why we've gone and come up with power that anyone can use. Science. Even the lands here barely got any mana. We use the power of science to squeeze out every little bit that we get. Do you get what I'm trying to say here? More or less the gist of it. Mana is part of every living thing in this world. It's inside every one of us. You could say it's the source of all life. And those people in the outer pole ain't no different. They've been like the outsiders. We can't just pull out the mana that we got inside of us. Monocroft trafficking is slave trade. That's right. We're in the outer pole. There ain't nothing more precious than purified mana. Especially humans' purified mana. And that's why settling stones are even more valuable than precious metals. Because they can store that mana. Monocrofters can fill that sediment with purified mana. Just imagine a golden goose like that walking around town. I think you can tell where I'm going with this. They'll be kidnapped in an instant, spend the rest of their lives in dark sweatshop, forced to fill up the sediment with mana. Watch yourself. Even if you ain't monocrofters, there ain't no shortage of people who don't take kindly to outside folks like yourself. At least don't go mouthing off things like just Class 4 sediment. That's just begging for a fight. Those people here on the outer pole, we're all just scraping by, trying to make the most of the tiny bit of mana we got here. Thank you for your word of caution. Outsiders. Nice. Alright, well with that, I'm gonna go ahead and end this episode here. So thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I will see you later.